Hi, I'm a DocuSign University trainer. Today I'll be showing you how to include supplemental documents on your envelopes and templates. With supplemental documents, you can send additional documents that need to be reviewed or acknowledged by your recipients. For example, maybe you need to send account policies that need to be read alongside your main contract for signature. Supplemental documents cannot have fields added to them in the same way that a normal document can. Instead, you as the sender can set the behavior for the supplemental document. The options include no required action, view only, accept only, view and accept, or read and accept. And we'll discuss these options a bit later. To add a supplemental document to an envelope or a template, simply upload it into DocuSign and select the ellipses icon, Set as Supplement. You can include multiple supplemental documents if necessary, and use the drag and drop functionality to change the order in which the documents appear. In this case, I have a non-disclosure agreement, which is going to be my main document for signature, and then I have two supplemental documents that will need to be reviewed, a terms and conditions document and an account policies document. I'm filling in my recipients. I have a customer, Connie, and a manager, Molly. I also have some messaging down here that I can update. And on the next page, I'll have my supplemental documents and my main document for signature. You'll see that the supplemental documents appear as a strip at the top. And we cannot add fields to a supplemental document. Instead, when we click on the supplemental document, we can choose the required behavior for the recipient. In this case, I'm customizing the behavior on the Terms and Conditions supplemental document for Connie Customer. You can have different behavior for different recipients. So the behavior options are as follows. No action required. This means that the recipient can see the supplement but does not have to view it, accept it, or read it. Must view. This means the only required behavior is for the recipient to click into the supplement to view it. Must accept. This means that the recipient must click the accept button on the supplement to accept it. Must view and accept. This means that the recipient must click view and click accept on the supplement. And then finally, must read and accept. This means the recipient must click view and then scroll through the supplement to read it and then click accept. So it goes from the least amount of required action to the most amount of required action. So maybe for the Terms and Conditions supplement, I'll have Connie Customer need to view and accept. I can then click on the Account Policy supplement and choose the required behavior for that. For example, maybe Connie Customer just needs to view this supplement. To change the behavior for the other recipient on the envelope, I can switch the recipient on the left side to Molly Manager, and now I can set the behavior for them differently. So maybe for Molly, on the Terms and Conditions, she needs to read and accept, and on the Account Policies, she also needs to read and accept. I'll go ahead and scroll down to the main NDA document and just add a couple fields. So I'll do signature for Molly Manager, date for Molly Manager, name, and title. And then just add some fields for Connie Customer. And send. So here are the notifications. This one is for Connie Customer. She will click into the envelope. And she can see that main non-disclosure agreement for signature and fill in the fields like signature and title. If she tries to click finish, she's not able to until she interacts with the supplements because we selected some required behavior. So for the additional terms and conditions, Connie needs to view and accept. So she needs to click view and then needs to click accept. She doesn't have to scroll through it to read it. Remember, that was a different behavior that we could have chosen. All interactions with the supplement are going to be tracked within the history of the envelope. For the account policies, Connie just needs to click view. That was the only required behavior for that document. Now she is able to click finish, and the envelope will go to that next recipient that we had, Molly Manager. So here's Molly's notification email. She will open up the envelope, and she'll see those supplemental documents at the top. For Molly, we said that she needs to read and accept both of these supplements. So starting with the terms and conditions, she'll click view, and notice the accept button doesn't become clickable until she scrolls through, theoretically reading. Now she can click accept. And the same thing with that account policies. Scrolling through, now they can click accept. And Molly Manager will sign and enter her job title. Of course, now that the envelope is completed, everyone will receive a completed copy of the envelope via email. So we'll see those completion emails start to come through. So it's important to note that DocuSign admins can set the default recipient behavior for supplemental documents within the admin settings, signing settings. On this page, scrolling down to the section for supplemental documents, the administrator can say that signers must view, must accept, or must read. If none of these are selected, like I have it here, then there will be no default behavior selected for supplemental documents, and the choice will be left up to the sender, assuming that they have permissions to use supplemental documents. So you can give a user the ability to work with supplemental documents within the permission profile. So under permission profiles, I can open up one of my custom permission profiles that I have created. Underneath user permissions, there's a section towards the bottom for supplemental documents. Here I can say, do I want to allow this profile to work with supplemental documents? You can also check off subsequent boxes to allow senders to override the default behavior. So you are now ready to include supplemental documents in your DocuSign envelopes or templates.